In today's video, I'm going to show you exactly where I think the EURUSD is going next week, and I'll also give you an update on the DXY. Okay, so starting here with the daily time frame for the EURUSD, if you guys have seen recent videos, you know all about this descending channel off of these highs up here, right? So we had the high from back here in July, this high back here. We also had these recent lows. All right, so the market came off of this area down here around 1.045, and we did get that retest up here at 1.063. So if you guys have seen recent videos, this down here was always my support level. This up here was my resistance. In fact, I told people in not only the VIP group, but also our free Telegram group, which I'll put a link up here in the top of the video and also the description, as well as the VIP group. You can find that in the description of this video. I did tell members of both of those groups when the euro was down here to start looking for longs based on this reclaim back here, which we got a retest right here on this candle. My target for that was 1.063. Because if you'll notice, okay, and I'll explain this quickly before we go into where I think the euro is going next week, notice this low right back here. Okay, we had that low, we had this low through here, and then notice where this high came in. Okay, the market reversed before it actually tested that level. So this up here was always likely to come under pressure because there was a lot of liquidity up here in this area. And it was all based on this candle back here and the fact that the market never really tested that key level until this week, okay? And obviously we got the big red candle here on Thursday, so a massive sell-off for the euro from this area up here, okay? So you can see where we had a little bit of a liquidation event where the market spiked above this before the news yesterday, and then we had a significant sell-off from the euro. Now, what's interesting about this is that this level right down here at 1.0532, this is the same level that I've had on my chart for a while, and you can see this high right back here. If you look at the intraday charts, you can also see a lot of action around that area. And yesterday actually closed below it, okay, right there at the low. So that right there told me when the market was moving higher like this, that we were likely to get a move lower. Once again, this right here is a liquidity sweep. Notice the big red candle, okay, this right here means liquidity. And this wick grabbed part of that before rotating lower. Okay, so for next week, here's kind of what I think we're likely to see from the euro. So first of all, we know that the market is rotating lower from the top of this channel. We also know it's been in a downtrend ever since July and ultimately looks pretty weak. Okay, the fact that the market is holding below this area up here, yes, it's above some support areas down here, but I do think that we are likely to see the market continue lower here, down here toward 1.035. Now, the reason for that, apart from being the bottom of this channel down here, is that if we look here at the daily time frame, okay, zoom out, and let's look at some price action back here. In fact, I'm going to go to the weekly time frame because it is a little bit easier to see. Okay, so the price action right back here in 2022, in late 2022, you can see that we have two lows right here. Okay, three in fact. We got the breakdown on this candle, retest as resistance, and then notice what happened through here on the weekly, right? We got the retest here. The market spiked above, closed the week below. We got the weekly close above, retest as support, rally, okay? So this level at 1.0355 or so, that is going to be, in my opinion, the level to watch here over the coming week or two. Because if you'll notice, right, we've had a lot of red candles here, and at some point this is going to reverse. But for now, the downtrend is very much intact. And looking at this key level at 1.0355, I do think, like I said, this area down here is likely to serve as a magnet. So that's kind of where I'm looking for the euro to head here over the coming week or two. It could even make it down there next week, given the aggressiveness of this downtrend so far. So don't rule that out from the euro. As for key levels in the interim, though, we're looking at, like I said, 1.0532, this key level up here. We've got support down here, so you've got the low right back here, right? It served as resistance here, support once again. So this is going to be the level to get below next week, as is this low down here. Really, you can classify this as an area between 1.0443, 1.045. You know, this region down here is going to also be support, but get below these two levels, like I said, and I do think we're likely to see a run at this liquidity down here around 1.0355. All right, now let's take a look at the DXY to see where the dollar is going next week. And if you guys are enjoying this content, be sure to smash the like button and also subscribe to the channel and click that bell icon for notifications. And once again, to the VIP group, if you do want my help with your trading, if you want exclusive daily videos, apart from these ones on YouTube, I talk about 5 to 10 different markets. with VIP members. If you want all of that and also to see my trades in real time, join the VIP group. I will put a link up here in the top of this video. So the great thing is, guys, it's a one-time payment for lifetime access. I will mentor you. I'll answer your questions. I'll share exclusive setups and a lot more. Okay, so looking here at the DXY, the US dollar index, this is the ascending channel that we've been talking about now for quite some time. So you can see off of the lows down here and these recent highs. All right, we did have a breakdown here this week. And the reason we know this was a breakdown and a significant one is look where this candle here on Wednesday, look where Wednesday's high tagged before it sold off, right there at that key level. Now, 105.60, this is the area down here that I've talked about in the VIP group for a very long time. This has been a critical level for the DXY for quite a while. Okay, so if you look here at the daily time frame, zoom out here, 105.60 back here, here once again, here on this high, and this low as well. Okay, so 105.60 was always a critical level for the DXY. So even though we did get a breakdown from channel support here, the market was still holding above this level. So this is why in the VIP group, we were really talking about this area through here, right? And I was saying that this was going to be critical for the dollar. Does it reclaim this level or does it break down from here, right? That's going to dictate where the market goes here over the coming weeks, in my opinion. And of course, we did get the market reclaiming this channel. So far today, the DXY is having some trouble right here around 106.70, which is to be expected because you can see back here that we did have these highs, right? We got the move above, the close above, in fact, and then these highs as well. So this up here was a fake out, and that triggered the move lower down here toward 105.60. So it's to be expected that the DXY is having some trouble around this area so far today. It's also a Friday, so I wouldn't expect to see a huge move, a huge breakout here from the dollar. But if the market can stay above the bottom of this channel, okay, so looking here at this area, let's go ahead and try to pinpoint where this is. If it can stay above this level right down here, which comes in next week, somewhere around like 106.30, as long as it can stay above this level and also break out from here, okay, from this area, and then also obviously clear this high up here, then I do think we're looking at a higher dollar. Now, if it were to break down, then the significance or the reliability of this channel comes into question. But again, as long as 105.60 is intact, then I am going to stay bullish on the dollar, especially following this reclaim that we saw this week. Okay, so looking a little bit further out, just to kind of give you guys an update on where I think this market's going over the coming weeks. I've talked about this a lot, and you can even go back. I mean, I talked about this a ton on Twitter. This big red candle way back here. Okay, notice how we got a very partial retracement of that. There is still all of this area through here. Okay, and what this represents is liquidity, right? And markets seek liquidity. So right now, I do think that over the coming weeks, we are likely to see the DXY come up here toward about 109 to 110 before any type of significant rotation lower. Now, obviously, we could get, a pullback like this before we come up here first. It doesn't mean that the dollar has to go immediately higher first before we get that pullback. But I do think that 109 to 110 is a significant liquidity pool to the point where that's going to serve as a magnet for the dollar. Okay, so we'll see how this plays out. But, I do think, again, I think 109 to 110 is going to pull the dollar higher over the coming weeks. Okay, so just kind of wrapping up with the Euro USD. Again, we obviously have an established downtrend. The market is coming off of the top of this channel up here. We have a very significant area down here that is likely to serve as a magnet for the euro. Okay, but we also have these key levels here next week. But ultimately, I am going to remain bearish on the euro as long as it remains below 1.0532 on a daily closing basis. Now, even a close back above that would still have to deal with the top of this channel up here. So really, as long as the market's making lower highs, lower lows, I favor looking for shorts on strength. Okay, you don't want to sell into support, but if we do get some liquidation events like we saw here today on this candle that I talked about, right? This right here, this liquidity sweep following that big red candle, things like that right there, in my opinion, are decent selling opportunities here for the Euro USD. All right, that's it for today's video. I hope it helped. Once again, I hope to see you guys in the VIP group. See the link in the description here on YouTube. Don't forget, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, click the bell icon for notifications. Have a great weekend, and I will talk to you again next week.